What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm with your host, Brad, joined by my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
Harry.
What's up?
Terrence.
What's going on?
Missed last week. My fault on that one, but trust me, we're going to make up for it this week because there's quite a bit to talk about in the world of video games. Before we get into it, a bit of housekeeping. Of course, don't forget to join us in Discord by going to densepixels.com/fans. You can subscribe to the show on YouTube by going to youtube.com/densepixels. If you prefer your podcast in audio format only, just search for TNP Studios on any podcast app of your choice. You'll find us, the Nerdpocalypse, Black and Black Cinema, and the Look Forward Political Podcast. And if you'd like to support us with zeal, go to densepixels.com/premium and drop us $5 a month to support your favorite independent media group. Jesus Christ, guys, BallXPit's taken over my life. And it's a fucking problem. And it sounds like Terrence is right there with me in the pit of balls, as we launch the balls in the ball pit incessantly.
Way too many puns. Yeah, it came out on Game Pass. I told you guys the last time I was on. I got a free month of it when I bought a new controller. And I just saw it because it's free to play, and I just tried it, and I'm like, this is interesting. First two runs, I'm like, okay, this is fine. And then you start unlocking like buildings, and then you start unlocking more buildings, and then you get better in your runs. You get further. The way this game works is, like Brad said, it's the perfect one more run game, because most like roguelites, I don't know what this is. If you have a good run in a roguelite, it's like an hour, right? Mm-hmm. Because you made it really far. This game, you want to finish a map as fast as possible. So it's like, okay, I finished it, and like I said earlier, I finished in like 5 or something minutes.
And that's extreme. Like on average, I'm finishing most levels in like between like 9 and 11 minutes, basically. So
yeah, like the longest mine was like 12 to like 18 minutes, because it was like a level that I hadn't been to yet, and it took me forever to kill the boss. But yeah, like the runs are really quick. This has got to be a perfect Steam Deck game. Right?
Oh yeah, it works fucking fantastically as Steam Deck. And for those that have not seen the game, I really encourage you to like look up a trailer, just to kind of really understand like how the gameplay works. But this is basically if you took Vampire Survivors and you gave it the gameplay of like an Arkanoid or a Breakout, whatever flavor your brick breaking game is of choice, where you select a character on a run and you're basically on this like a vertical play field, and enemies will get dropped into the play field, and your character is just firing off balls at them basically that do damage, and you want to try to bounce the balls around the field. And there are different types of special balls that kind of do the sort of things that you would expect. Like they have fire and ice and an earthquake ball and a poison ball and all sorts of shit like that. But as you gain levels, those balls will level up and become more powerful. And then once you have a couple balls like maxed out, then you can like either fuse them together to make one ball that basically does the same thing that both of the individual balls do, just in one. Or some balls you can evolve to take two balls and smash them together and turn them into like a brand new type of ball that has like sick powers and stuff like that. And you have like passives that you get as well as you do in these type of roguelike games. And that's kind of the gameplay. But where the game goes off the rails for me, parentheses positive, is the fact that like this has some of the most insane player character powers that I've ever seen in a video game. Because I think there's like 15 unique characters in the game, or 18. It's one of those two numbers.
It's like 15 or 16.
Yeah, that you can unlock, and each of them has like a special ability that they take into the run with them. And they start off pretty basic. Like, the first guy doesn't have any abilities. He just, he's just a regular dude. You're like, okay, that's cool. And then the next guy you unlock has an ability where he can shoot like really fast, but he has shitty aim. Like his balls will just kind of go all over the place, but he's really fast. So you're like, okay, that's pretty box standard. And then like the next guy, every time a ball bounces, the ball gains like 5% damage. So now your wheels start spinning. You're like, okay, cool. Like I gotta make, try to make builds that have balls just like careening all over the place. Then you get to the character that is actually two characters side by side, and their firing mirror each other, but they do half damage. But you have double the balls in the playfield, and you're like, all right, that's fucking nifty. Then you get to the guy who shoots the balls from the back of the field instead of from his character.
Terrible with him.
It's because he's tough to play with, and you're like, all right. Then you unlock like the shield guy who has a fucking shield that you can bounce the balls off of, and every time the ball bounces off your shield, it gains 100% damage. So now you're actually just playing Arkanoid with this fucking guy, and you're like, all right, that's cool. And then you find the fucking guy who turns the game into a turn-based game instead of it being real time. Like he just turns into the turn-based thing where you basically pick a direction, like time stops, he fires all his balls in one direction, they bounce around, and then the enemies get to move, basically. And then like the last unlock, and like I said, this is so joyous to me. The last character you unlock, or the last character that I unlocked, I should say, just plays the game by itself. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna pick all my upgrades, I'm gonna move the character around in the field. If you built your little town, because that's the other part of the game, is there's like a town building aspect so that you can like power up your characters and do a bunch of passive shit. As long as your town's built up, like that dude will just like do the run automatically, and you can just sit back and
it turns into an auto battler.
Have a coffee, and you're like, all right, cool. Like I've made the good game. But that and then you unlock like the building later where it's like, hey, like it's even better than taking one of these characters on a run at a time when you can take two characters on a run at a time and combine their abilities together, and they're both on the field.
That was the first building I unlocked. Was like, holy shit! I didn't even think they would allow me to do that. That's pretty awesome.
It's so stupid.
I was like, hey, let's see what I can do.
It's
the
so
juggler
stupid.
has been the juggler, the guy that lobs the balls. Mm-hmm. He's been with him and the repentant. I can't remember which one it is. The one that has the balls that shoot through everything.
Mm-hmm.
They were my go-to to like finish the levels for a little bit because they were just so powerful together. Just the fact that I could shoot the balls wherever I wanted to on the screen, and they would just do complete damage. This game, I'm not gonna say they thought of everything, but it's just
dude, it rips so hard. Like I'm 20 hours in, and I'm not tired of just like absolutely because that's the thing. Like it's because basically every run. The thing that's always the most fun about Vampire Survivors, right, is that like in every run of Vampire Survivors, you take, you're walking around, you're building your levels up and stuff like that. And the most fun is the last 5 minutes where you have your build like completely ridiculous and like you can just stand in place in the middle of the screen and enemies are just like melting as they come into you. BallXPit gives you that, but you get to achieve it in like, I don't know, 3 minutes into the run if you know what you're doing. And you can just like watch the enemies be leveled before you. And then, like I said, they have this town building mini game between runs, which is important because that builds you up a lot of like passive power that you need to do. And there's you harvest like different resources, and they let you build as you're on the runs. You find blueprints for different buildings, and you have to place them in the town. And then like you do a harvest every round, which you basically like launch all of your characters into your town area and try to have them hit like as many things as they can to get resources and stuff like that. Plus that's also how you build the buildings. Like when you put a building down, it's not activated until you have enough people bounce off of it and it turns it on. The town buildings, whatever. I had more fun with it the deeper I got into the game because it actually requires you to lay out your town in very specific ways to optimize the benefits that you get from it. But that's definitely the weakest part of the game. The most fun part of the game is going into the fucking ball pits and just like annihilating things. And it's really, really fun. And the thing that I think I like the most about it is that I have a feeling that when I get to like the point where everything is like unlocked and I've beaten the game and stuff like that, and I've gone back and kind of like, maximize some characters and, chase these 5-minute runs that Terrence is doing and try to like, up myself in the leaderboards, I'll have no problem like putting this down and being completely satiated with what this game is essentially. And it'll be like 25 of the best video game hours that I've spent. And I'll return back to it when maybe if they drop new characters or stuff like that, or just if I have the hankering to play. But it's so good, and just kind of snuck up out of nowhere, and appeared on.
I never heard of it. Apparently, it was in demo form for a while, or early. I don't know if it was early access or on a demo for a while.
No, it was a demo. I remember I had heard it because this was the only, so like Devolver Digital does their E3 showcase every year.
Yeah.
This was the first time that they only featured one game, and it was this during the showcase. And so I had heard of it, and I played the demo, and I knew it was gonna be cool. I didn't realize it was gonna be like, holy shit, like like this game fucking rips. It is.
You unlock the building where it allows you to harvest without the game being turned on. Did you finally unlock that building yet?
Yes. Yeah.
I just got that one. I'm like, cool, because I have all the wheat and stone and like wood.
Well, you got to get the market so you can sell them for gold. Yeah, you got to so you can sell them all your unwanted other resources for gold. I think this is $15, and I think it's out on like everything. Go buy it. It's fucking great. It's absolutely going to be in my top 10, probably my top 5 this year, which I am shocked that this just kind of came in from nowhere. So it's BallXPit. Technically, I'm pretty sure it's just pronounced BallPit.
It's just BallPit.
Yeah. But if you're looking for it in the store, it's BallXPit. All one word for some reason as well, which is even weirder. And then another game that I have not played as much as I would like to have, because BallPit's taking up all my time, but this also fucking rips ass, is Absolem, which I think I talked about this game a few weeks ago, because I checked it out at the Next Fest prior to the one that just happened. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. It's like they made a roguelike, they made a Hades beat 'em up, basically, is what they did here. It's made by the same people that made Street of Rage 4. And yeah. Like turns out turns out beat 'em ups are a great formula for a Hades style game. Who knew?
Very fun. I enjoy it. I also have been playing Sworn. That was in early access for a long time. I know that. It's a multiplayer roguelike.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically Hades, but the build crafting is really cool in that game. Like, I played 4 players last night. The person that created the room left because he kept dying, which I wasted 30 minutes of my fucking time because I didn't even get the shit that I earned. I didn't even get the stuff that I collected because he quit the game before we could like actually die. Yeah, that game is really fun. It's really fun. If you haven't played that or the demo for it or anything like that, I checked that out too. It's not as good as Hades, but it's cool.
And it turns out Hades too. Also really good. I've been finding time to play this. I feel justified that I started a new save file because I made it to Chronos within like 10 runs. So I feel better about starting over from scratch because it took me a lot longer to do it. I remember on my original save file when I first made it. Yeah, like that's one of those ones where I'm like, I was like, maybe I'll put Hades down for now because there's so many other games and I'll get to Hades eventually. And then I pick up Hades and play a couple rounds. I'm like, oh, that's right. It's like one of the best games that's ever been made. Holy shit. Like, what the fuck am I thinking? What a dumbass. So, yeah, that's what I've basically been playing over the last week. Carrie is in a bit of a pickle herself right now. Because it turns out 2 games that happen to end in Mon have come out within a week of each other. A week of each other. And Carrie's a fan of both series quite a bit.
Yes. So I'll talk about the game that came out first, that being Digimon Story Time Stranger. Now, the last Digimon Story game that we got was Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. Quite a mouthful. But that game came out in 2017. So it's been 8 years since the last story game. And I liked Cyber Sleuth a lot. I've talked about it many times on the show. And so Time Stranger coming out, I was like, hell yeah. Like immediately, day one purchase, no problem, no worries. It was worth the wait. It's everything that I really enjoyed about the Cyber Sleuth duology with some light quality of life changes. It's just more of what I already enjoyed from this franchise. true to the subtitle of the game, Time Stranger sends the basically you experience this kind of apocalyptic event, and then you get yeeted into the digital world, and then out of the digital world you accidentally get yeeted fucking 8 years into the past. So now it's like, okay, now you're trying to stop this calamity from happening. Um and it's good. The battle system is good. It's fun. Um the Digimon evolution system is as complex as it's ever been, because so every Digimon, you can evolve it into usually anything from 2 to 6 different options. And each of those options has different requirements. So some of them may say like, oh, your intelligence needs to be this much and your total HP score needs to be this much. So you can give your Digimon items that increase those stats in certain ways, or you can send them to your Digi farm and have them specifically train on speed or HP, SP, attack, any of that, in order to sort of get what you want. But I find the fun is just kind of experimenting and seeing what happens. Um, I would say I'm probably about a third of the way through at this point on that game. It is a turn-based RPG, and apparently, like, the average for the main story completion is about 45 to 50 hours. And then if you do all of the side quests, which I of course have been doing, that adds like another 10 hours.
Mhm.
So it's pretty robust, but it doesn't feel overwhelming in terms of what's going on or what you have to do at any given time. Um, and yeah, it's fun. A lot of people, I think, get hung up on certain Digimon designs in so much that they are very sci-fi. A lot of them have guns. A lot of them are a gun. So if you can get past some of the wacky creature designs, there's a really good fun turn-based JRPG under there. Also true to who I am as a person, I spent $20 American for the anime song pack to unlock all of the anime music that you can have in the game. Now, I would have preferred to have just spent like $5 and maybe unlocked like a handful of songs, but it meant that I could turn the boss battle theme into like one of the insert songs from like my favorite season of Digimon, and it hits so good.
Does Atlas publish this?
No, it's
Okay.
it's Bandai.
Okay.
Um
This
yeah,
seems like an Atlas move. So
it's absolutely an Atlas style move, but no, this is a Bandai Namco move for sure. But yeah, it's great. If even if you're not like into Digimon, you don't have to know anything about the Digimon franchise to enjoy this game. And then 6 days after Digimon Story Time Stranger came out, Pokemon Legends ZA came out. So I've been playing a lot of that. I like Pokemon a lot. If my numerous tattoos were not enough of an indicator of that, I like ZA a lot. I think there's been a lot of chatter online because the Pokemon fandom at large is fucking awful. But like, I'm gonna be real, Pokemon has some of the worst fandom out there. They are absolutely insufferable, and I think it's actually really funny that there's a part of the game, there's like a side quest that like specifically makes fun of the type of Pokemon fan, where it's just like, well, if you're trying to raise a competitive team, you have to do this and this and this, and that's the only way you can really be competitive and have fun playing Pokemon. And it's like there's literally an entire side quest that's dedicated to making fun of that kind of Pokemon fan, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, I have no idea how far into the story I am, but I like it a lot. Um, it's all in Lumio City, which is interesting. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about so you can only catch Pokemon in designated wild zones because this corporation, which will almost certainly be revealed to be the villainous entity in this storyline. I don't know off the top of my head, but I think I would wager a guess. They've been establishing these wild zones within the confines of the city so that people can live alongside Pokemon, basically. So these wild zones pop up, and then you can catch Pokemon inside the wild zones. But the battle system is where it's fucking at. So the whole deal is like you're trying to take yourself from, so there's this event, it's called the ZA Royale, and you're going from rank Z to rank A, thus Legend ZA. And you move up in the ranks, and it's basically every nightfall a new battle zone appears, and that's where you can fight other trainers and basically collect points that raise your rank in the ZA Royale tournament. And then after you reach a certain rank, you then start learning from this corporation that is putting on the event that there are other things happening in the city, and part of the goal of the tournament was to find really strong trainers to help sort of uncover what the issue is in Lumio City. The issue namely being that there are Pokemon that are undergoing rogue mega evolutions and are basically going kind of wild. And it's bad. It's bad for the Pokemon. It's bad for the city. So in addition to fighting all of these other trainers in the ZA Royale, you then also have to take down rogue mega evolved Pokemon as they show up. And so those are very similar. If you played Legends Arceus, those fights are very similar to like the Guardian fights of like the frenzied Pokemon in Arceus. Except I honestly don't think they're as good as the fights in Arceus were, because all the rogue mega evolution fights are just in like a circular kind of stage, basically. Whereas like you had the like the Hisuian Arcanine fight from Arceus, which was like around a volcano, and you had to not just dodge this Arcanine that was rabid essentially, but also be dodging around an active volcano. So I don't think that the mega fights are quite as compelling as those fights, those boss fights from Arceus were, but that's a relatively minor quibble in the grand scheme of things. The new battle system is great. It's no longer turn-based. Every move has a cooldown, basically, before you can use it again. So you
That
can
automatically makes it better than me.
it's a great evolution of the typical Pokemon battle system. You know, you still only are limited to 4 moves, but you can change what those moves are basically at any time. Once your Pokemon like learns a move, you can sort of put it into their arsenal again if you want. If they learn Bite early and you swap that out for something, and then you're actually like, I do want a dark type move, you can swap it back in without having to
you don't need like the what is it, the HMs to
TMs or HMs. You do still get TMs, but like even moves that are learned naturally by leveling up, you can swap those in and out at any time, which is great. So it just gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of how you want to build out your team. My only like significant gripe is that like there's so much hand holding, and like the tutorial section lasts like 3 fucking hours. And it's like, I wish there was the ability to be like, I have been playing Pokemon for the last 28 years of my life. I don't need you to tell me how to catch a Pokemon. I understand that there are changes to the general formula, but I do not need you to tell me how to level up and evolve Pokemon. Like, I've been here for years.
You don't have an option to skip that.
You don't. Because there's also they're dumping a lot of story content on you at the same time. But yeah, you just
it's a 30-year franchise. Like
yeah.
people know I've never played one, but like people know what the fuck they're doing at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is that each new one sells more than any of the ones that came before, so you're always getting new players that are coming into the mix. So you
Yeah.
have to.
And I get it. I get that ultimately Pokemon is still a franchise aimed at people half my age, if not younger.
Is it?
Yeah, no, it is. I mean that's like when Carrie was talking about the Pokemon fandom being crap. Like I feel like probably a lot of that comes from the fact that there's like original
They're
Pokemon
aging out.
fans are in
Well,
their
there's folks
30s,
my age
right?
who feel entitled to be catered to in a specific way, when ultimately Nintendo has in their hands like one of the most valuable properties in the history of the world. So of course they're still going to try to have broad appeal rather than being like, who we really need to appeal to are the 35 to 40-year-olds. No one's looking for an M-rated Pokemon title. Like, so I do have to occasionally check myself a little bit and be like, I am not necessarily the primary audience for this. But no, I think it's great. Um, Definitely like no performance issues whatsoever. I am playing the Switch 2
I would
version.
certainly hope not on a Switch
Yeah,
2.
game runs great, looks great both in handheld and on TV. Now I have also heard that the Switch 1 version has also not really had much in the way of performance issues. So they seem to have figured it the fuck out since they released Scarlet and Violet a few years ago.
Or at least maybe
But
dialed back their ambitions a little bit. I guess maybe that's one of the reasons why this game takes place entirely within one city.
within one city,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I do think it's fun. It's a different take on the franchise. Obviously it's I hope that they continue to make more Legends games. I hope that what people are saying that they like about ZA gets sort of folded into whatever the next mainline pair of games is. Um, but yeah, both Pokemon and Digimon have basically been all I've doing gaming wise for the last couple of weeks. And then fortunately, Pokemon is at least portable, so I can take that on a very long plane ride that I have first thing Friday morning. So
Very good.
yeah,
And then
and then Birdcage.
quick word about
Yes,
Birdcage, which
quick.
I also played a
Yeah,
little bit of.
Birdcage is from the dev studio Polygon Bird, and it's a game that I don't know that I would have necessarily heard of or cared about if not for who the composer is, because the composer is Barry Topping, who is the Paradise Killer composer. Barry's become kind of a homie in recent years. So I was immediately interested just because it's like, oh, my friend's working on this game. So I'm excited for it, but I'm also a sucker for a good shoot 'em up. And this has some interesting stuff going on with the sword that you can have to absorb different types of shots. And like, I like Toho a lot. We've talked about that on the show
Mhm.
before. And so this game is scratching a very particular itch in my brain. So full game comes out November 18th. I've only played a little bit of the demo because I just haven't really had the time to sit at my computer and play a Steam game in the same way that I've been able to just like play the Switch fucking wherever. Um, but yeah, definitely check out the demo. I think it plays great. Brad, I would love to know your thoughts if you've gotten any time
Um,
in that at all.
I will say that it's not as appealing for me, but I'm also not a big shmup guy.
Okay.
Um, like when I'm playing like a shoot 'em up, I prefer kind of like the Geometry Wars style, where you're navigating around like an open field, and
Okay.
enemies are coming in that way. So it wasn't really for me. I will say I do appreciate though that this game is designed for widescreen displays. Like I know a lot of shoot 'em ups are designed for that like vertical play space, so that if you're not playing in like tate mode or something like that, that you're kind of you're losing a third of the screen because of how it's designed. But this game actually is designed to be played on widescreen, and they also have some challenges that are part of that as well, because I know like in the first stage of the demo there's a part that kind of caught me off guard where you actually have to navigate between like really narrow gates, which you don't all the time see in games like this. So, like I said, not for me, but I do dig what the game's vibe is. The sci-fi aesthetic and the music was also really, really cool as well. So I would encourage, if you guys are a fan of shoot 'em ups, to give this one a look when it comes out in about a month or so. Micah, ground us from all these new games. What have you been playing? If you've been playing anything.
Oh, I've just been playing Ghost of Yotei.
That's right.
That's all I've been playing. I'm at like 65 hours in, and I think I'm at the I think I'm at the point of no return.
Okay.
And there's a lot more that I want to do.
I'm about to say, are you
I'm
100%ing as you're going through at 65 hours?
I'm going to, yeah. I'm going to.
Oh,
yeah.
so but you haven't.
Sometimes I forget you have
playing.
2 children, Micah.
Huh? Who? What?
Sometimes I forget you have 2 children.
Yeah, well, sometimes they forget they have a dad. So
Yeah, Terrence, I don't know if you realize as young boys, especially as they get older, tend to sometimes want to strike out and do stuff by themselves.
No, I was a young child at one point, but like
I can, but
I don't think we live in the latchkey, generation anymore.
Not that young anyway, I'd say.
I will tell you
Shit.
that,
Who you talking
that the whole concept of the Nintendo Switch being a handheld and a main screen is wonderful, because the boy and I can spend quality time while I'm on the big TV, and he knows now, like, don't even ask to play video games on the big TV. He was like, well, I was thinking, can I play it on the little screen? I was like, all right, man. But only for an hour, and that's it, because like you're really into Donkey Kong, and I gotta curb it. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. But yeah, I'm trying to go through that game. I'm luxuriating in that game. So
Good.
I'm like 65 hours in. I've killed 5 of the 6. Well, I think I'm at the point of no return. So there's other stuff I want to do. There's one guy where you kind of have to like fight.
Uh-oh. Did Micah? Oh, there we go. Micah, you went out for a brief second on my side.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to kill this one guy, because this one guy, he's got like disciples, but like he doesn't like co-sign them. They're like fanboys, right? And you deal with his fanboys, and he was like, "Man, I ain't like them fucking fanboys anyway. But since you did kill them, you think you hot shit? Come fight me, right?" And he's like, "All right, we're gonna make this epic, right? We're gonna climb the mountain that's in the background. We're gonna climb the mountain. We're gonna fight on the mountain. We're gonna fight on the mountain, which is basically an inactive volcano, right?" And I climb up there and I start the fight, and this guy's a fucking badass, right? Like, he's like got 2 swords, and he's got that big straw hat that covers all of your face and shit. And it's like, yeah, this motherfucker, I want that hat, bro. And he's kicking my ass, and then I'm starting to make a comeback, and all of a sudden, right, a wind chill comes and it's freezing me and it's lowering my health bar. Meanwhile, this guy, he's not affected by that shit, because he's killed a bunch of people on top of this fucking mountain. So he's just coming at me, and my health bar is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and there's nothing I can do because there's no fire to sit next to. And I want to kill that motherfucker, man. I want to kill him. So I'm not gonna beat the game until I kill that guy. And but yeah, I'm having a blast with it.
Is this a game of the year intended for you?
It's on the
That
list. I got my list. And I'm really weighing it between that and one other game. And it's everything that I wanted. That game is the game that's made for me specifically, and it doesn't disappoint.
Cool. Well, we'll get into the news here, and maybe talk about open world action games that could have disappointed us But we'll never know because
I mean, this
Ubisoft
could have been the game for me if Ubisoft didn't fucking cancel it. But
maybe Terrence. We'll talk about
possible.
that in a second. Ubisoft did an ultimate Ubisoft here, where a report has come down that last summer, Ubisoft canceled an Assassin's Creed game that was in early development. That was supposed to take place during the Reconstruction era in the United States in the 1860s and 70s that followed the end of the American Civil War. In this canceled game, you would have starred as a black man, former slave, who moved west after all the slaves were freed, and he was taken in by the assassins, and he would return to the South to fight against the white folks putting Jim Crow into place that would have seen him fighting against the emergence of the KKK, which I assume would have been the Templars in this game, which would have been very funny to me as well. But this game was canceled, and the reason why, according to reports, that it was canceled is for two reasons. One, the online backlash that they received from Gamergate types when they revealed Yasuke as a character in Assassin's Creed Shadows. And secondly, their concern around the evolving political climate in the United States. That those two things combined made them take a step back and said, you know what, I don't know that we want to catch all this heat if we were to move forward with such a game. Because we don't want to offend the racists in the U.S.
I fucking hate it here, dude. Like,
You know, put it.
There was a
This could have
there
been
was
my
a-
game of the year. Yeah.
I mean that's pretty much the
It is.
reason you played Assassin's Creed 3, am I
Assassin's
right?
Creed 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, man, this reminds me of a clip. I know Terrence has seen it. White folks, there's on the podcast there was a clip circulating of a young black woman wearing a shirt that had a Klansman in full, spooky regalia, being hanged by a Confederate flag, right? Like, right? And some woman off camera who, so I guess we don't know what she looked like, said, that shirt's pretty fucking racist. And she's like, what? She's like, I think that's offensive. And the black one was like, to who?
That's what she said. She was like, huh, okay.
Look, man,
Who's offended by this?
listen, I don't this is not surprising at all. I don't believe that Ubisoft ever had this thing in early development. Early development probably means like written
Someone
down
came
on a
up with an
cocktail
idea.
napkin.
Yeah,
Like,
this
there was
means that they might have
no way.
storyboarded a couple of things. Like,
Right. There was no way that this game was going to come out or have any development in it. And I know that because Ubisoft is they're cowards. And look, I get it.
yes.
I get it, right? You're a corporation. You don't have feelings. You want money, and you're trying to. I get it, but remember, what was it? The Division, or one of those games where they had the that Getty Images version of that Black Power Fist or something like that, and they kept playing coy like, oh no, what? This isn't political. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what that was.
What? Huh? No.
Our games don't make political statements.
Nigga, it's the Division. It's literally okay. All right. But yeah. So look, the idea is sound. I think the idea would have been really, really fun game. Just something different. You know what I mean? Like in a game, a series that's all about like, redoing history. It it would have been interesting, but yeah, this doesn't surprise me at all. Like Ubisoft, they've never been. And look, not to single them out, most corporations aren't.
Yeah.
They don't have the balls to do stuff like this.
It's funny because like what you're essentially saying they don't have the balls to do is to come out with a game that says, "Hey, fuck racists." Right? Like that's
Right.
that's basically the thing. Like that's
Exactly.
the underlying message is you're taking a group who historically has been objectionably bad. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not like there's a lot of like, well, you know, you gotta hand it to the KKK for this. Like no, like the fucking KKK sucks. They're fucking awful. It would be cool to be a freed slave. You basically you could have made the Django Unchained Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, because
Like,
that wasn't popular at all, right? That
Yeah.
wasn't popular. And and look, I get it, right? Like white people, for some strange reason, can't see themselves if they're not white, right? Like everyone else can play a game as a white person, white man, and find enjoyment and can see like that point of view. But like for some reason, white people can't do it for if you have to play a black protagonist. It just doesn't compute for them for some reason. But that game, I guarantee you, that black character would have had a cavalcade, a menagerie of white supporting characters to usher him along throughout this society. Just like Ezio had Leonardo da Vinci as his quartermaster for some strange fucking reason. So seeing this just really makes me hate Ubisoft, man. Like, you're just cowards, man. I get it, but I don't like it.
Now allow me.
No history in this country because it's too offensive for white
It's
folks.
too scary. It's too scary. What am I going to tell my kids?
We were freed
my
slaves in
grandparents did.
1865. What was 1865 was when they finally let the people in Texas know that they were fucking free. Which is why we have Juneteenth. And then Reconstruction was what, 12 years? If I'm not mistaken.
It's just yeah.
It was
That's
85 to
right.
77.
Yeah,
And then white people were like, "Fuck these black people."
And then we had to
the
stop
black
that.
codes, and then
we had to stop that to
correct.
make sure that Rutherford B. Hayes got to be president. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
So I don't want to hear anybody tell me about black folks in this country about how, you know what? Continue. Let's move
It's
on.
literally
Yeah,
racism. I know everybody gets
Like-
all mad when black people bring up racist shit. They literally decided to not make this game because of racism.
Yeah. You can literally trace everything back in this country to racism. And I'm not being hyperbolic.
No,
when
it's
I say
true.
that.
No,
You can
you're
literally trace
absolutely fucking
everything
correct.
back to being fucking racist.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
All the problems. Now allow me, if you will, briefly, to play devil's advocate in this situation. I'm gonna let that hang out there for a second.
If you're gonna do it, you got to do it in an Al Pacino voice.
You know, I've never seen that film. I've heard it's an all-time Pacino portrayal, and I just want to imagine that he basically played that role the same way that he played the cop in Heat, essentially, which is my touchstone for that.
I mean,
a little more
crank it up to
OTT,
11.
but yeah,
I don't know, man.
Same idea.
There's the scene from Heat when he's like with Hank Azaria. It's like, 'cause she's got a great ass, like that fucking scene there. But anyway, could we have really trusted Ubisoft to handle the subject matter in this game responsibly?
Probably not. Like I said, it would have. I know they had Freedom Cry, right, which was
it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad at all.
and they had one other. They had one other. They had what was there was one that came
Caribbean,
out,
right?
Yeah, that was the one in the Caribbean, and they had one that was kind of like a spinoff of that spinoff. which was like a PSP version.
Oh,
where you played
Liberation.
as- Yeah, Liberation. But I guess because it doesn't take place in America,
Mm-hmm.
they have an issue with it. Um, but yeah, literally everything is catered to one group of people.
Yeah, they would
And
have had to get Sweet Baby, whatever the fuck that company, and everybody hates it, right? Or
Sweet Baby
they
Ray's?
actually do it. Yes.
Barbecue sauce?
Baby Frogs, and something like that.
What's the name of that company? Sweet
It's like
Baby.
I think
Jesus?
it's just Sweet Baby. Yeah,
It's Sweet Baby.
yeah.
Sweet Baby something.
That
They had to
narrative
that
consultancy
firm that
that
destroys games because they're fucking woke. Or whatever the fuck bullshit narrative they
Yeah.
come up with for these people because they're people of color and people are racist. So there you go.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
saying,
I feel they got the right
I feel
people.
like if they had done this right, you would have had a lot of people upset based on how things were portrayed. I don't know that they would have been authentic enough, and I'm basing this only on the fact that we've had experience with a French-based developer trying to retell the tale of the civil rights movement in this country and doing a really ham-fisted job of it with Detroit Become Human.
Oh my god! I blocked that whole game out. I was like, "What is he talking about? Like,
I've
what
never
other?
played
Yeah,
it.
oh my god! Jesus Christ!
The
need-
the retelling of the civil rights struggle, except robots in the future.
Yeah.
Right, and they had to, right.
No, I don't.
I don't even want to get
think-
into it. I don't even want to get into it.
After Detroit Become Human, I don't think French Canadians should have the right to make games about racism.
You know what, Brad? You know what, Brad? You're right, because there was a movie directed by an Asian man called White Man's Burden, where the
The John Travolta?
the John Travolta movie, yes, where the we did it on Black Cinema. It's
Yeah.
very funny. It was Billy's last episode. Just a bit of trivia, but it was called White Man's Burden, directed by an Asian man because he could bring in an outsider's perspective on the clash between the two big races, the blacks and whites, right? And in that movie, the blacks were the
Oh my
majority,
god, this was in the 90s.
and the whites were the minority, right?
This was post Pulp Fiction.
And
He
yeah,
didn't
it
need to
didn't
do
look
that
like it though.
movie.
It didn't
John
look like it, though. It
John
really
Travolta used that Pulp Fiction comeback and made a lot of really shitty movies in the mid '90s.
Yeah.
If you're not aware.
And that movie was garbage. Like it didn't understand what like John Travolta was doing like a black accent and shit, and he was like, "Oh, this is what a black man talk like." Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was like, all right, bro, all right, just get the. And then all the black people were like, what black Republicans are now. Like, all right, get out of here, man. You don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, you're right. It probably would have fucked it up, just like they fuck up everything else.
Moving on from there, let me ask you guys a question. Is it good that there are rumors that are spreading around that major retailers aren't carrying your products anymore? Like, does that put your company in a good position, a good light publicly? Because that's what happened to Microsoft. Now, to be fair, I don't think any of these have been collaborated by Microsoft or the retailers in general, but this is just from on-the-ground reporting that some folks who claim to work at Target were posting on Reddit a couple weeks ago saying that their store was no longer selling Xbox games, sharing pictures of the Xbox section being pretty much depleted and cleared out. Quoting this Redditor, Jawad127, who said, "On Wednesday, the Target I work for has removed all Xbox games, and I'm pretty sure it will be store-wide. All the games have been discontinued and will most likely go clearance. After all these years of selling Xbox games, it's weird to see only PlayStation and Nintendo games being sold. In 10 years, I'm pretty sure there will be no video games in stores, just download cards." This picked up enough steam that like both Microsoft and Target had to make statements on the matter, which is not good, I feel.
Probably not.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I
Costco
was just
stopped
at
selling though, right?
Costco did
was
stop
like,
selling.
Costco.
Yeah.
Costco
we're
has
gonna
stopped
run
selling.
through
They
the
did confirm that.
stock that we have, and then we're not re-upping on these motherfuckers
Yeah.
anymore
Yeah.
because ain't nobody buying them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. You know, I was just at my local Target the other day, and video game section seemed typical. So,
Yeah.
curious as to what's going
Well,
to
and I will say,
pan out with
just
this,
giving you
but
the behind the scenes of retail, like this is the time of year where stores are changing their footprint to maximize for holidays. So it could be that they're just moving things around, and that might be what happened there. This also coming on the heels of this news is the fact that it is confirmed that Microsoft is working on a next generation console that they plan on releasing in a couple of years.
Love firing people and wasting money. Quick question before we continue. Did you see any black people in that Target, Carrie?
yeah, because I live in fucking the
I'm
Bay
not saying
Area.
she lives outside of Oakland. So.
Yeah, I'm
No,
like
that-
20
like,
minutes from
no.
Oakland, man. But
That
I
don't
mean,
matter.
nothing.
We're supposed to
We
be
supposed to be boycotting.
yeah,
I haven't
well,
been to
you-
Target.
Oh, that's why you're asking.
Yeah,
people,
that's why.
the people out
I
here
see. I see.
are not doing a good job at that.
Well, shame on them Negroes.
Oh my goodness. By the way, that the $1,000 handheld Xbox has been met with mixed reviews so far. Released last week officially. Somehow
It's just an Ally X with the fucking Xbox.
it is
fucking logo on it.
with a better processor inside of it than the Ally X has. I'll give it that much as well.
Oh.
But apparently the review units did not ship with like the Xbox full screen experience installed on it, aka like the selling point of the console. So that was fun. Some sad news. It was announced last week that Tomonobu Itagaki, most famous for being the head of the Dead or Alive franchise, has passed away. I would assume that he knew that this was coming, because he did put out like a final message to his fans. I'll quote him here. "The flame of my life is about to go out. The fact that this message has been posted means that my time has finally come. I am no longer in this world. My life was a continuous battle, which I kept winning. I caused a lot of trouble for others too. I take pride in having fought to the end and having followed my convictions. I have no regrets, but I'm deeply sorry that I cannot deliver new works to my fans. I'm sorry. So it goes." Itagaki Tomonobu. Very on point for Itagaki.
Yeah,
I would argue that he was probably one of the first like Rockstar game developers
he was a
from
real
Japan.
Character of a
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I mean, this seems to indicate that he had an illness, likely cancer, that he had been fighting for a long time. 58 is a terribly young age to go, but certainly a guy who left his mark on the industry, not just with Dead or Alive, but also with revitalizing Ninja Gaiden and turning it into a 3D game. So it's a shame, but what a what a message to go out on, right?
Yeah, like you said,
Like,
it's,
like I'm the shit.
yeah, it's, it's just like, yeah, man, like that's just like a fucking mic drop moment from this fucking badass nerd.
Mhm.
Him and Harada were like, two sides of the same coin, right? Like, and he
How old
was
is Harada?
Harada's like
he-
55, 56, something like that. And yeah, like you said, Kara, this is 58 is a terribly young age to die.
He just lost D'Angelo last week too. Well, that's not
Yeah,
game,
man.
But he was 51.
He had a song in Red Dead Redemption 2, so there it is. There's your
Yeah.
gaming link. Yeah. So yeah, Itagaki was a character, man, and he there's one quote, there's one story about like people were playtesting Ninja Gaiden, and they were like, "Yeah, the game is sound, but it's just kind of difficult." He said, "Okay." He said, So I made the game more difficult because, like, fuck you. Like, you're gonna work for this, right?
Like, it's get good, nigga.
Like, get good. He was Mr. Get Good, and like, so yeah, safe home to that guy, man. Like, oof, Jesus Christ, don't get old, man.
Too late. Too late.
Yeah, no kidding.
PSA for some of you out there who may use Discord that live in states or countries that are adopting these privacy laws. Discord ID'd about 70,000 users that may have their government ID photos exposed as part of a data leak by a third-party company that they use to store these, essentially. These were all photos that were taken as part of these age-related guidelines, where if you have a state or a country that says, hey, like, you need to prove how old you are to use these services now, you literally have to take a photo of your government-issued ID in order to use some services that are age-gated, which is a great example of how these laws are actually pretty fucking terrible. So,
Yeah. Not to
guy.
mention the fact that, like, for a lot of folks, they either look significantly older or younger than they are. So, like, what good is a photo really going to do? It's this doesn't surprise me at all. Of course this was going to happen. Like,
So yeah. So again, if you think you might be affected, just definitely look out for information to see if your stuff is out there, which I sincerely hope that it's not. Speaking of hacks, Nintendo. So a hacker group a couple weeks ago came out and said that they had a bunch of sensitive documents that they had stolen from Nintendo's servers, and I think they were trying to ransom them, if I'm not mistaken, to try to get something out of this. Nintendo has responded and says that yes, there was stuff that was retrieved from their servers, but no development or business information has been leaked, and it's found no evidence so far that any personal information has been compromised. So, big whoop. We don't really give a shit what they have. It's kind of the stance being taken there. So, kind of waited on this news because I wanted to see what played out from this, and it seemed like it was much ado about nothing. So that is Nintendo, and then the final news story, as I put in the docket here, Wake Up Eliza, a weird collab, has dropped. In Japan, McDonald's is selling Street Fighter themed hamburgers, which you can check out if you are over on that continent or in that country. You can check out the Ryu Burger, which is a burnt garlic mayonnaise egg teriyaki burger. If I could eat teriyaki sauce, I would probably dig checking that out, but it makes me sick every time I do, so that's not me. Yeah, I can't do it.
You have an allergy?
No, it just for some reason my stomach just doesn't agree with it, which is a shame because I think teriyaki tastes delicious, but it's not good for me. If that's not to your liking, you can get the Chun-Li burger, which is Uranichi fried chicken mayonnaise, if you would like to check that out, or just go with the regular Ken burger, which is just a triple cheeseburger. which feels very American in terms of
American, right?
So yeah, these will be sold in Japan starting on October 22nd, which is this Wednesday, and they'll be available for a limited time.
Okay. All cool shit.
Why not?
Yo, the
I wish
cheeseburger for the American burger is fucking racist.
It's hilarious.
Like, it's funny as shit.
Deserved.
It's very funny because we kind of suck. We're not.
Look, Japanese guy gets the tasty burnt garlic teriyaki. Chinese girl gets the Chinese fried chicken. American blonde boy gets a fucking standard ass cheeseburger. Deal with it. I wish that we got cooler fast food collaborations in America that weren't just like, here's what Sabrina Carpenter likes to drink.
Yeah.
Give me some cool tie-ins, like,
this is the Travis Scott meal. I don't know that nigga. I don't know who that is.
The man that ruined wrestling? That Travis, the very same Travis Scott?
whatever, man. Like,
I will say, I've eaten more Taco Bell in the past 3 weeks than I probably eaten in like the year prior. Just because they have the decades menu out now.
very strange.
Oh, which decade are
Oh.
they in now?
The correct one, the 90s. The chili cheese burrito is back
Okay.
for a limited time.
Last time I was in there, they were doing the 2000s menu.
Oh, that might be
Not-
that might be yeah, it might be just I think
the
they're just calling it the
Y2K
decades
menu. Yeah, it's the Y2K
Yeah.
menu.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really miss chili cheese burritos. They were my favorite when I was younger, and it still holds up. Still holds up today. Let's take it to the Dense Pixels post office. If you are a member of our Discord, you can go to densepixels.com/fans. If you're not, sign up. You can ask us questions. We'll answer them on the show, just like Jace did. He says, so I'm trying to complete the original Final Fantasy VII. This is my third attempt, and I haven't played regularly, so I'm lost story-wise. I don't remember or know where to go next. I've decided to use a walkthrough guide via the internet. My question is, have you used guides in part or in full to play games? They say it's less fun for me, to be honest, but I gotta finish this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like that used to be part of the purchase when you were a kid. Was you always
Honestly,
got the strategy
I
guides.
still have all my old strategy guides from when I was a kid. I honestly like having them a lot. I even today, like if I run into like a boss that I can't figure out or not sure where to go in the dungeon or whatever, like I'm here to have a good time. And once I stop having a good time, then I don't want to play the game anymore. So if taking 5 minutes to look up the answer to some puzzle that I can't fucking figure out because I got too cooked on an edible and decided I was going to play video games that night, then I'm going to do that because I would rather have a good time. And if, using a guide helps me have a good time, then I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used guides in the past. Sparingly, but yeah, of course. Who didn't?
Yeah, they would be like $15 or $20 for like the book, and yeah, if it's something like that, if it's something like a game from 30 years ago, yeah, go ahead and get the
and
use a guide.
And quite famously, one of my favorite games ever, Earthbound, came with a strategy guide when you bought it in the US, because that game was balls hard and had some just like insane things in it that you really needed a guide to kind of guide you through it. Like, for example, in Master Belch's lair, in order to access it, you had to take your character behind a waterfall and just do nothing for 3 literal minutes to be able to access the entrance to the dungeon.
Stupid.
Right,
That's dumb.
Stupid.
right, but like you would never know that if you didn't have the strategy guide.
Yeah.
So you would
What
bang.
was the X-Men game on Sega Genesis?
Oh, the reset.
In order to
The reset
yeah,
code?
you had to
Yeah.
you had to reset the fucking game. Literally, hit the reset button on the game when you got to the end of it in order to continue the game. Why would you know that? Why would somebody know that 30 something years ago? Yeah.
Programmers were putting the dumbest shit in video games for like most of the 90s. It was just like turn the game off and back on again. And then you can continue. Wait for 3 real world minutes behind a waterfall and then a door will open somewhere. Like who
Yes.
the
Like,
fuck?
you don't respect my time, though.
Yeah. I think the denouement of that trend probably had to be MGS1, because I think people were just like, I don't think we're gonna top that. Like, that's actually kind of clever, and the rest of this
That one,
seems kind of
again,
lame by comparison. So
I think I had to pick it up or like watch Game Pro Mag. I don't know what the fuck it was, but yeah, switching the controller out in the second one. Yeah, that was very clever.
that and you literally needed the game box to find Meryl's codec frequency. And they referenced it in game. They're like, it's on the back of the CD case, and you're like, what CD case? I don't have a CD case in my inventory. And then you realized, oh, he means the CD case for the game. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kojima. So yeah, absolutely. Like I said, gamers of certain and also younger gamers also use guides even if they don't realize it. It's just that they're YouTube videos that are focused on a specific aspect of the game. Like that's the modern day strategy guide nowadays. It's just become democratized. That's all. So, Cam says Pokemon is coming out this week. Who are you people taking as your starters, and are you happy with the game's options? I guess you answered the latter, Carrie, but who is your starter in Pokemon?
I picked Totodile. I was happy with the options because I'm a big fucking slut for Gen 2. And 2 of the 3 starter choices were Gen 2. I prefer Cyndaquil and Totodile over Chikorita. So I picked Totodile because in Arceus, Cyndaquil was an option, so I went with Cyndaquil in that game. Yeah, Totodile, easy choice. I actually really like the new mega forms for Meganium and Emboar as well. I think Emboar is like really fucking sick. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting mix. I'm surprised that they went with 2 Johto. I figured they probably would have done 3 different starters from 3 different regions, but yeah, they gave me one of my favorite starters to choose, so obviously I went with him.
Very good. Phil Warner has 2 back-to-back. First one, been on a Nazi killing kick as of late, playing Wolfenstein, The New Order, and The Old Blood. Who is the greatest Nazi killing protagonist in gaming history, and why are gaming studios and publications so bitch-made cowards when dealing with actual racists, Nazis? You have certain games about liberation and freedom, but come up short on the substance on why things are what they are. I mean, are we finding a more prolific Nazi killer in gaming than BJ Blazkowicz? I think he's got.
No, it's BJ Blazkowicz. Like, that's it. That's the.
He's been
the
doing
only
it since
answer.
like '93.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
30 plus years. Yeah, he's number 1. And we just talked about, game studios being pussy.
Yeah.
Because racism. They don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to upset the racists.
No, I think more video games should let you kill Nazis as quickly and as efficiently as BJ does. I guess like Indiana Jones counts.
Is he killing a lot of guys in the new indie game, or is he just like incapacitating a bunch of Nazis?
Knocking them out.
He's punching a lot of them.
Yeah,
He's definitely causing like irreversible brain damage.
Yeah, he's punching a whole lot of them. But no, BJ is just like on a different type of level, right? Like he's the power fantasy, right? And now I'm jealous because like they put that whole let's kill Klansmen thing in my head, and I want a whole game of that.
Don't worry.
Like, that's
I'm
literally
sure
the reason
some...
why I bought Mafia 3. It's literally the only reason I bought Mafia 3. And he wasn't even like and look, let's be honest, right? Like I'm not here to like, legislate somebody's blackness, right? You the one drop rule, you black.
Somehow I do that this is the stance. Yeah.
But I mean, like, plus he looked like one of the Hodge twins, like I need somebody that's inescapable. Like there is no way. Like I need somebody to like in Peacemaker. One got out, right? Like it is you can't pass none of that. That's what I want.
You do. I was trying to look like in what other games do you get to kill Nazis, and I forgot that like you literally get to fucking beat the piss out of Hitler in Persona 2.
Yeah, you do. You do, and also I think Bionic Commando also has.
Yeah.
Not Hitler. Like I think it's Hitler in other regions, but like in America they had to make it like not Hitler, but also it's obviously Hitler at the same time that you get to kill as well. So, I would argue that Nazi killing games is an untapped market, an underserved market in video games. Wolfenstein doesn't have to be the only one. There could be other games that do that stuff. So,
I mean, like a third of the Call of Duty games are Nazi killing games, right?
Are they?
Or the World War.
I mean, the
World War was
all the ones
Pacific
that take
theater.
place all the ones that take place during World War II, right?
I guess that's true, but it's not.
They had the Pacific theater.
It's not the same when it's
the first
warfare,
one
though.
was
Yeah.
the first Call of Duty was World War II. Right?
Well,
The very
they
first
also
installer.
had Call of Duty WW2 came out like 5 or 6 years ago, as well. So like
Yeah,
they went back,
and that one was just like fucking silly.
yeah.
Just a bunch of nonsense.
But I don't know. I feel like it's different when it's war, right? You know what I mean? Like it's I like I'm talking about like a Wolfenstein-esque game where it's like, hey, like I'm going behind enemy lines and I'm just gonna murk Nazis left and right. Where's Assassin's Creed on the Nazi killing train?
Guess what? Nope, they better not do it now. Not in the climate that we're in now.
Yeah, we've got a literal Nazi in the fucking White House.
We got people that
That
are
was a
out and
Nazi
proud
fest.
flying Nazi flags now, man. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Phil Wanner also asked favorite Dan Forden score from any game since he didn't do just Mortal Kombat scores. Dan Forden was the composer for Mortal Kombat. Also, he pretty much did only do.
He pretty much only did Mortal Kombat. So what I'll say is like he did technically do things like Star Trek: The Next Generation, Arc Rivals, Arcade, Super High Impact, High Impact Football, a handful of other things. But let's be serious. He like 80% of his portfolio was Mortal Kombat. And with all due respect to Dan Forden, I have never thought that the scores in Mortal Kombat were especially memorable in the same way. In the same way,
Thank
They're
you.
fine.
and
fine.
I
They're fine.
have played Mortal Kombat music live in an orchestra. The problem with Mortal Kombat is that they wrote too good of a theme for the movie in the 90s because Techno Syndrome, the thing that everybody thinks
It's
is Mortal
still
Kombat.
used. It's still used to this day. That's
Yeah,
how
also, like-
ingrained to Mortal Kombat it is. So.
Yeah, so Techno Syndrome like is really like the only piece of Mortal Kombat music that anybody knows, and Dan Forden, to my knowledge, did not write that. So it's gonna be a big shrug for me. The tunes that I played with the orchestra would have been for Mortal Kombat 3. And like I think we did like Rooftop Stage, and like that it's pretty fun. It has an interesting bass line, but you know, with all due respect to Dan Forden, I do not consider any of his scores to be especially memorable. Street Fighter is always going to have the leg up in terms of music.
I mean, it's not just Street Fighter. I mean, like pick your Atlas fighting game. Has memorable scores. And again, no shade.
Yeah.
Like Dan Forden was a perfectly cromulent composer. But
He did what was appropriate for did he die?
no, he didn't die. He just retired.
Oh, he
Okay,
retired.
He just
okay.
retired.
I was like,
But
you know,
Dan Forden, the thing that Dan Forden is and will be the most remembered for is being the toasty guy in the Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah,
like,
he was
that's,
the toasty
like
guy.
that's what he will be remembered.
I didn't know he did music.
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't know he
So
was
it's
toasty.
like, you know, Dan Forden, like he did again a handful of other things. He did like Blitz, the League. He
Yeah,
did
you bet.
Injustice
Yeah,
as well.
you have to make sure you mention the League after Blitz because we're not talking about
Yeah.
NFL Blitz. We're talking about
No.
shoot your player up with steroids on the sidelines, Lawrence Taylor
Yeah.
Blitz. So-
Yeah. Now, what I
actually
will
like that
say
game.
about Dan Forden is that I would say more than likely, like for people who are into pinball, Dan Forden is probably someone who is worth remembering because he did so many significant pinball games for Midway and for Williams Pinball. So if you're into pinball, you probably are more familiar with Dan Forden's work. If you're a video games person, you probably have only heard his stuff in Mortal Kombat and Injustice. So it's a shrug for me. I hope he enjoys his retirement. He certainly made his mark on the industry in his way. But there are fighting games with far more memorable soundtracks than Mortal Kombat.
I saw this online too, elsewhere.
Oh my god.
Cam posts a picture of a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
with a Black Myth Wukong rap on it. And the question that he asks is this the biggest / dumbest waste of money a fan of a mid-ass game has ever racked up before?
It's pretty up there, and I think it's really indicative of the kind of person who was really into fucking Wukong, because it's a Cybertruck, and only fucking stupid dumb right-wing idiots are buying Cybertrucks and proudly driving them around, much less spending money to get them wrapped. And if you recall, this game came out and all of these dweebus McBeebuses were calling it like the greatest action game of all time, and it's going to destroy the woke mob and change the industry and get woke out of gaming.
Yeah,
and now
why?
it's been like just about a year later and no one fucking remembers it. No one cares about this game. So I hope this idiot enjoys the money that he spent on a bad car and a bad car wrap for a bad game.
Do any of you know why it was like received by these people like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely, I do. You see, there's this old tale called Journey to the West that no video game has ever explored before in the history of storytelling medium. You see, and and this game had the bravery to come along and tell this fabled tale that has never been told before in any medium previous, but especially video games.
That's literally it.
Yeah, it was literally like, here's a new adaptation of Journey to the West, except it was like very expensive, and
it looks cool, and it's a character action game, and you guys like that, and the entire Chinese government has thrown as much money as they can behind it to get the Chinese game development scene off the ground. And to be fair, it was incredibly popular in China and elsewhere. Like it sold reasonably well, but it sold mostly in China. But it yet somehow managed to be a finalist for the Game Awards because, Jeff Keighley likes money.
Because they paid off Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley likes money.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley loves money.
He's a fan.
I think it was like this and Stellar Blade kind of came out around the same time, right? Mm-hmm. And so they were seen as like these enormous pushbacks against woke Western game industry.
That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand about Wukong. Like, I get it for Stellar Blade because like they have a sexy female,
like,
right? They got
a monkey.
Yeah.
Right.
What the fuck?
Like what? Huh? Like I don't. That's what I don't understand about. That's what I don't understand about Wukong. Like I get it, right? You got a fair-skinned, long-legged, big boob lady protagonist, right? That you could do upskirt shots with. I get why they like it, but I don't understand the fascination with Wukong.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Well, it clearly wasn't a long-lasting fascination.
I heard that the game was pretty good.
It's a perfectly fine game.
7 or 8 out of 10.
It's a solid 8 out of 10. Like I said, if you like character action games, I've heard it is one of those. It is certainly one of those games, and it had a lot of streamers playing it when it first came out because they got paid by the studio to feature the game on their stream. So like I said, they did a great job marketing the game, I will tell you, but apparently not that good because, again, to Carrie's point, it's been a year later and all of us have forgotten that it existed until this Cybertruck came along and made us say, oh yeah, Black Myth Wukong was a game that came out. There is a sequel coming out too. It was that was Jeff Keighley's one more thing, if you recall, at I believe it was it at Summer Game Fest or was it at Gamescom? I don't remember, but it was his one more thing at one of these shows that he did. So again, Jeff Keighley likes money, don't we all? C. Kent asks, do you guys have a funny you had one job story that you can recall?
It's not funny, but I've been going back and forth with my old insurance for like the last year, and it sucks because literally their one job is to fucking pay my former healthcare provider, and they haven't fucking done it. And it's been a year of me going back and forth with the provider, with the insurance, and I I can't make these two entities talk to each other, and their literally one job is to talk to each other and not go through me. And I fucking hate it.
I mean, I don't again, I don't know that this is funny, and I can't really go into details because it's about like my current day job, but just because of the role that I play within the company, where I'm interacting with many other departments and spinning a lot of plates and stuff like that, I run into a lot of people who make me say, "You had one job," to them all the time. That they somehow did not do that job. So, unfortunately, that's an occurrence that I deal with in my daily life.
Yeah,
I don't have any funny ones.
yeah, I don't have any funny
They're
ones
usually
because
not
like
funny.
yeah, like you
It's
have one
usually
job.
not
Like
funny.
I'm usually right. Like you usually are pissed.
Right.
It's like, yo, you have one job, yo. Like, and you know, I can't get into anything. You know,
But to say,
it's
yeah,
job related.
yeah. If you want if you want to hear me and Jay yell about people only having one job, listen to Look Forward. And every couple of weeks, we'll get on a tangent about neo progressives who had one job last year and couldn't be bothered to do that one job. So.
Every time.
Finally,
Anyway.
T. Wash asks, was there ever a cameo or a guest that really surprised you? He mentions Bruce Willis being in the Gorillaz Stylo music video, surprising them. For me, like the all timer for me is always going to be Christopher Walken doing the Weapon of Choice music video for
yeah.
Slim, because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller was in one of the latest SZA videos, which I found really weird. I don't know. Yeah, in her last video. Exactly. It's kind of wild, isn't it? She was playing like a sexy ant. It's a very strange video. Anyway.
Like A-N-T or A-U-N-T?
A-N-T.
All right,
They're
all
like-
right, all right.
The antennas on. But it was SZA. And
Yeah.
She looked like she was naked. So I watched the whole thing. Anyway, continue.
I don't think I have one. No, I don't think I have one. I remember this isn't. I guess it doesn't count as a cameo, but I remember someone came into a GameStop one day and they were ginormous, and Jay calls that person the mayor of Baltimore. And it was Terrell Suggs. But he said it because he was making fun of
That fucking
He was-
ham sandwich of a man.
he was but he says it because he was making fun of Stephanie Rawlings Blake before she got all that surgery to you know, drop weight and like shave her, you know, get her skull shaved in or whatever she did.
Man.
Yeah, because Jay's a dickhead, and he said this Stephanie looks like number 55
Hmm.
for the Ravens.
Oh, I got one. So I like Dancing with the Stars. It is my trash TV of choice. I've watched it for years. It's very stupid. I like it a lot. A couple weeks ago, I'm watching. Who the fuck is there in the audience? Clear as day on camera, but CM Punk.
The hell?
Yeah.
Why was
Who was dancing?
his wife dancing?
No, I would love to see AJ Lee dance. But no. So apparently, one of the contestants on this season is fucking Topanga from Boy Meets World.
Okay, this makes more sense.
So CM Punk is like best friends with her husband or something like that. And he was just like, he was in LA for some premiere of some shit ass film that he's in. Like, he wasn't on Raw that week. And then I saw him on Dancing with the Stars the next night, and I was like, I'm very confused. But yeah, CM Punk was just like in the
Punk
audience.
is friends with Topanga's husband.
She's
That's
also a big
Like, what?
she's also a very big wrestling fan as well. So this
Yeah.
this tracks. Yeah, this tracks because they did the wrestling episode on Boy Meets World with Vader, and
They did do that.
they
episode.
did, and I think that's where she
Really
fell in love with the craft. of pro wrestling.
Yeah, I never
according to
really
her.
watched Boy Meets World during that particular run on TGIF. My show of choice was always Sabrina the Teenage Witch, so I tended to only see Boy Meets World either as a lead in or lead out of Sabrina. But yes, Topanga is on this season. She's pretty good. But yeah, I would say that was the cameo appearance on Dancing with the Stars that I probably least expected. So,
Strange. Topanga is a lot of black kids' white girl crush back in the day, in the 90s at the very least.
I mean,
you know
I grew up
anything
in
about, like,
Danielle
dude,
Fishel.
so.
Yeah.
Is she Jewish?
it's just right up my alley.
Is she Jewish?
Her name's Danielle Fishel. I think she might be Jewish.
Well,
There you go.
she cute.
I'm looking it up now.
She
Yeah,
always
she-
been cute.
Yeah,
She
she
still is.
still is.
Damn, she has not aged, yo.
Yeah, she has
No,
not.
she looks great, and like she dances really well too. Oh, okay. So her husband is Jensen Karp, and he used to be a writer for WWE. So that's
Mm.
how he. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
it all makes sense. It's all coming together. Regardless, Dancing with the Stars is fun. Andy Richter's on this season. He's not very good, but they keep voting him through.
Is he making people laugh?
Yeah, I mean, like he's cute. It's fun.
It sounds like they're rebounding on the level of talent they're getting in the show, because for a while there they were really scraping the bottom of the barrel as far as
Yeah,
Didn't
I
they have
mean,
the
I would say it's
Trump's
about
press
split. It's
secretary there at
50-50,
one point?
because you got
Yeah.
you had fucking, you got Danielle Fishel, you got Andy Richter, Corey Feldman was on for a hot second. He was not good. He got his paycheck. He went home. But they've got, because it's an ABC show, so they've got the fucking Secret Lives of Mormon Wives cast members on there as well. But my pick for who to win it, if anybody gives a shit, is Robert Irwin, who is Steve Irwin's
Your son?
son. Yeah, who is now 21. And 10 years ago, his sister Bindi won the whole damn thing. So I think he's quite good. I think he's gonna win. So
Danielle Fishel, not Jewish.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
looked
She
it up.
is half Maltese.
Maltese is not a it's not a religion.
Well, she says I know it's not a religion, but she says she's not Jewish. That's what it says. I don't know what to tell you.
I like
I mean, as far as I'm
Maltesers.
concerned, her being Maltese means she's a woman of color, which means I'm clear.
Oh my god. Well, I don't think there's a better way to end the podcast this week than with that. So, again, make sure you check us out on YouTube or on the podcast app of your choice. Sign up for the Discord to chat with other folks that are playing games. Let us know what you guys are playing in the Discord as well. I know that Ejac mentioned BallXPit, and I didn't reply to him because I knew that Terrence and I were going to gush over the game when we got on the show tonight. So again, you can check that out there. Thank you all very much for watching and listening. Say hello to Gannon as well, as he has made a cameo appearance on camera. He will say goodbye too, and we'll see you all the next time.
See ya.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here, and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.